Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. So, today we will be discussing one very interesting topic again, a part of parts of speech, which is pronoun. So, today we are going to learn about pronoun. So, what is a pronoun basically? So, a pronoun is a set of word in English grammar. Pronoun is a set of word in English grammar that are used as substitutes of nouns or noun phrases, right? And their reference, and whose reference, we can say whose reference are named or understood in that context, right? Reference are named or understood in the context or in that context, right? So in short, if I say, we did discuss pronoun before, so in brief you can say pronouns are words used in place of a noun or a noun phrase, right? This is what we learned before. So they are definitely a set of words, some specific words in English grammar that are used as substitutes of nouns or noun phrases, and whose reference are named or understood in the same context. That is basically pronoun. Okay, it can replace a noun, and definitely the noun that is replaced by a pronoun is always called an antecedent. Okay, so what is an antecedent? You will always see or come across the word antecedent. So know what is an antecedent. Okay, so in the place of, when we use any other word in place of the subject or maybe the one we are referring to, that way we call the term as antecedent. Okay, so we'll know more about pronoun. Let's get started. So what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that replaces a noun or a group of words used as a noun. It acts as a substitute of a noun. Okay, so basically it acts as a substitute of a noun, and definitely it is mentioned for people, things, etc. So we'll know more about pronoun because this is one very important chapter here. So what are the types of pronoun? Let's first understand the types of pronoun. So the first type which I can see here is a personal pronoun. What is a personal pronoun? So can you see the word person? The word personal has come from the word person. So definitely this is a pronoun which will be used for a person, right? Personal pronouns will be used for a person. I'm just discussing this so that you remember this on your fingertips. Later on, when we do learn about pronoun in detail, we will definitely know more about it, and along with this, what rules are attached. Okay, what is a possessive pronoun? Possessive pronouns are pronouns which basically shows possession, ownership. Small children, they usually say na, don't go to her, she's my mother, you know, right? So possessive pronouns basically tries to show what? Show ownership. Relative word has come from relation, of course, so this basically relates. Okay, these are some pronouns which actually relates, or you can also say they join in some context so that there is a relation built between the sentences or maybe between the subjects or the object. Okay, what is a demonstrative pronoun? A demonstrative pronoun basically demonstrates. So if I say what is the meaning of the word demonstrate, because there are demonstrative pronoun, there are demonstrative adverb, there are demonstrative adjective, which is almost the same. Demonstratives are always this, that, this, those. Okay, so you are trying to show something clearly by giving a proof, by indicating or signifying directly. That is basically demonstration, showing, okay, signifying something. Reflexive, reflecting some on someone or something with the help of some specific words. Reflexive word has come from reflect. So reflexive pronouns are basically pronouns which basically reflects, okay, reflect someone or something by putting more and more force to it. Again, emphatic, the word emphatic pronoun. Now what is an emphatic pronoun? So basically emphatic word has come from an expression which basically shows some emphasis, something which is expressed in a very very strong way, okay. So that is the meaning of the word emphatic, and the pronouns will also be functioning the way the names have been given here. Distributive, it basically distributes in different parts, okay. Indefinite, indefinite, the word indefinite here means what? Something which is unclear, uncertain. Unclear, uncertain, right? So something which is not clear, not certain, you cannot tell the exact pronoun. You are somewhat using pronouns which are not clear. Reciprocal, you must have done reciprocal numbers in mathematics. So what is a reciprocal, what does the word reciprocal means? Reciprocal words are, or reciprocal numbers are opposite. So we'll do some rules associated with it. Interrogative, they're very easy to understand. Interrogatives basically questions. The interrogative word itself means interrogate, to interrogate, which means to question someone or something, okay. So interrogatives will always question. Now let's move to the major part of learning pronoun, where we'll be discussing each and every pronoun type in detail. So let's begin with the first one, which is a personal pronoun. Now what is a personal pronoun? It stands for three person. You see, it stands for three person. The person speaking, the person spoken to, the person of. Similarly, these are some example associated to it. I, mine, me, myself. The person speaking, they will always be I, my, mine, me, myself, we, our, ours, us, ourselves. The person spoken to will be you, your, yourself, yourselves. The person spoken of will be he, his, himself, she, her, herself, it, itself, they, their, them, themselves, etc. So I'll just bring it to a level where I'll kind of, make it more easier for you to understand. This you understood, right? The what is a personal pronoun? A personal pronoun is a pronoun used for person. A personal pronoun is used for person. Personal pronouns are pronouns which is used for person, okay. Now I'll make it more clear and easy for you to remember and understand. So first of all, let's talk about number. What is a noun number? There are two noun numbers in whole English grammar, singular and plural. Now singular stands for one, plural stands for many. This is clear. Now what are the cases of noun? Cases of noun are, there are three cases of noun. Nominative case. So nominative cases are basically used as a subject, and they will always play a role of a subject. So nominative case anywhere, be it a noun, be it a pronoun, nominative cases will always signify or denote a subject, okay. Remember it like this. Second one is objective case. Objective case. Now what is an objective case? Definitely the case where there will be object used. It will always signify objects. The third one is possessive case, the one which will show possession, okay. Possessive case will the one which shows possession, okay. I'll give you some examples so that you are able to relate. So if I say Tom threw the ball, and if I say the ball was thrown by Tom. So who is the doer of the action in both the sentences? In both the sentences, Tom is the doer of the action. Definitely the ball is used at the place of a subject. There are some changes, but Tom still remains the subject because he is the doer of the action. So the voice has changed. The way of using or telling the incident has changed. but the subject remains same. So this case of Tom is nominative case. If I say she sits with me, she can be anyone. So here she is the subject. I have kept myself at a place where you can say that I am objective case. But if I say I sit with her, if I say I sit with her, so I have somewhat brought myself in a case where I will be known as, I'll be called as a subject, and I have pushed her to a place where her will be known as object. So me and her is used as object, and she and I are the subjective case. So this is objective case. Okay, again possessive pronoun. My umbrella, my house, she's mine, etc. Anything which shows possession, ownership, belonging will be a possessive case. Okay, or whenever there are any apostrophe or apostrophe s used with a noun, that case will be known as possessive noun. That particular noun will be known as possessive noun, and the case will be possessive case. So in brief, this was all about number and case. So how many numbers? Two numbers, singular, plural. How many cases? Three cases: nominative, objective, and possessive. Now let's talk about personal pronoun. What is a personal pronoun? We just now discussed. Any pronoun which is used for a person is a personal pronoun, right? So why I'm telling you this? Because I'm going to explain to you what are these person, how are they used, and what is the what is the case of personal pronoun. So let's see. So here, see, number we discussed, singular and plural. You see there are singular and plural numbers, singular, plural, singular, plural, singular, plural. Cases: nominative case, subject; objective case, object; possessive case shows possession, right? Now I'll give you a quick understanding on what is first person, second person, and third person. So who's the first person? The one who is speaking to, the one who is speaking. Okay, speaker. Who's the first person? Speaker. Who's the second person? Listener, the one who's listening. Who is the third person? One who is talked about. We are talking about the third person, one who is talked about, third person. And in every person there are singular subjects and plural subjects, singular subjects, plural subjects, singular subjects, plural subjects, which will be used in place of subject, which can also be used in place of object, and they can also show possession. So let's understand this. Remembering this rule is very, very important for personal pronoun, because you'll be able to use understand the rules of personal pronoun based on this table. It's very important and very easy. Once you understand the concept, you just have to practice 2-3 times, and when you practice, you will be able to understand that okay, this is a personal pronoun and these are the cases. So this is how we need to deal with it. Okay, now let's just see. So first person singular is I, plural is we. First person singular I, we, in which case? When we are subjects, when being used as, while being used as subjects. But when I say objective case, I becomes what? I, me, we becomes us. Possessive case, my, mine, us becomes what? Our, या फिर ours. Now second person singular, plural, you can be singular, you can be plural also. In objective case also singular, plural. In possessive case, your, yours, your, yours. Third person singular, plural, he, she, it, him, her, his, her. Plural, they, them, their, or theirs. Okay, So this table is a proper table where you need to know how are we using singular and plural numbers, how are we using cases, and how and for which person we are using it. First person, second person, third person. Okay. So you need to remember this table. Okay. I am focusing on this again and again because this is very important. Remember this table. It's very, very important. Okay. And by the time you'll practice, automatically you will see that you remember, like you can recall this table time and again with the help of practice. Okay. Moving on to the next. So let's discuss some examples. She is my sister. See, she is the subject here, subjective case, nominative case, subjective. I like them a lot. Okay, so objective cases are also known as accusative case. Objective cases are also known as accusative case, so object of a sentence. I like them a lot. Again, I is the subject here, them is the object here. These books are mine. Possessive case shows what? Possession or ownership. Okay. Now, possessive pronouns. What are possessive pronouns? We did the first one, first of all. The first one was personal pronoun. Number one, we did personal pronoun. Okay. Now, let's move on to the second one, possessive pronoun. What is a possessive pronoun? Some personal pronouns are called possessives because they show to whom something belongs. They are following pronouns like my, mine, your, yours, his, hers, its, our, ours, their, and theirs. This pen is his. Okay, you are showing possession of the pen or the ownership of the pen to his, right? He is the owner of the pen. This is very easy to understand. I'm sure we don't need to spend much time on understanding this. Moving on to the next one, relative pronoun, very important. What is a relative pronoun? Relative pronouns join dependent clauses to independent clauses. Okay, if you have watched the previous videos where I have discussed phrase, clause, and sentence, I have definitely told you there what are dependent clauses and what are independent clauses. So if you haven't, I would request you to go back and watch the video once. But here we are trying to say that relative pronouns basically join sentences. So those sentences can be, some fragments which is not complete without joining with the help of relative pronoun, or they are complete in themselves only, but still they need a pronoun in between. Okay, so relative pronouns are used to join. They are who, whose, whom, which, that. This is limited. This part is limited. Okay, who, whom, which, who, whom, which, and that are specifically pronouns. Now he found his book that he had lost. See, he found his book. I could have just said he found his book. This is the main clause. And if I just tell you, come and tell you, he had lost. He had lost. So you'll not be able to relate what I'm actually trying to say. So I need an independent clause to complete the dependent, and we need to join a dependent and an independent clause with the help of that. So we are joining it with the help of a relative pronoun that. That joins the two clauses together into one sentence, whereas which is used to indicate selection from many. I picked up suit which was pink. I picked up, like there were many selections and you picked up one suit which was pink in color. Okay, so which is basically used to make selections, and that is used to join two clauses together in one sentence. Third, this was third, this is fourth one. The fourth one says it's a demonstrative pronoun. It is used to point out the object to which they refer. They are this, that, these, and those. This is a gift from my grandparents. Both dresses are good, but this is better than that. This is better than that. Again, right? That is the Taj Mahal. A demonstrative pronoun points to and identifies a noun or a pronoun. This, that, this, and these refer to things that are nearby, either in space or in time. While, okay, this and these, you will always use one for singular subject, one for plural subject. This is clear, singular plural, this, these, and that will become those. But you are going to refer to things that are nearby either in space or in time. Okay, for nearby, for anything which is near to you, you will always use this, these, and anything which is far, far away in space or time, you will always use that or those. Okay, so this is how we'll be using demonstrative pronoun. The fifth one, reflexive pronoun. It is used when the action done by the subject turns back, reflects upon the subject. The following pronouns: myself, yourself, yourselves, himself, herself, itself, selves, and themselves. He hurts himself. They killed themselves for no reason. So the action is definitely being done on the subject. It is turning back, it is reflecting the subject, the action reflecting on the subject. So for that reason, you will use reflexive pronoun. One very small yet important information I would like to tell you, give you, that when you use self, make sure that your subject is singular. When you use self, you will always use self for singular subjects, and for plural subjects you will always use selves. For example, myself, you are individual, you are an individual. Self, yourself, used for a singular subject. Yourselves, used for a plural subject. Himself, singular subject. Herself, singular subject. Itself, singular subject. Ourselves, plural subject. Themselves, plural subjects. Okay, so for plural you will go with selves, and for singular you will go with self. Moving on to the next one. Now, what is an emphatic pronoun? Emphatic pronoun, it is used to stress or put an emphasis on the persons in question. The difference between reflexive and emphatic is that emphatic pronoun emphasize the words more forcefully. I will do it myself. She herself said so. He himself says so. So you are doing what? You are basically putting a stress or an emphasis on the person whom you are questioning, who is in question. Okay. Otherwise, emphatic and reflexive pronouns are somewhat same, and they are also are pronouns which take self or selves with them. Cool. Moving on to the next one, 7th number, distributive pronoun. What is a distributive pronoun? It refers to person or things one at a time. One at a time. Each of the girls gets a prize. Each, one at a time. Either of these roads leads to the airport, one at a time. Neither of the solutions is true, one at a time we are counting. Okay, the distributive pronouns are in the singular number and therefore will always be followed by singular verbs. The verbs used will always be singular in number with in distributive pronoun. Okay, because distributive pronouns are in the singular number and are therefore followed by singular verb. What is an indefinite pronoun? Now, an indefinite pronouns are pronouns that do not point out specifically. They point out generally. It is used for in general. Okay, they include such words as another, any, anybody, anyone, anything, both, each, either, everybody, everyone, everything, many, neither, nobody, none, no one, one, other, others, some, somebody, and someone. None of his songs are well known. So you are using none for all the songs, right? Anybody can climb if he or she tries. So you are using basically anybody for anyone. Okay, anybody can climb if he or she tries. So if someone tries, they can definitely climb. So whenever you use anyone, anything, someone, something, everyone, everything, everybody, they are all known as what? They are all known as indefinite pronouns. Okay, definite pronouns. Do you know whom you are exactly talking to, or whom you are exactly telling this, that you can climb if you try? No, we are telling it to everybody, right? Anybody can climb in general. So whenever the subject is unclear, the subject is not defined, not definite, the subject is uncertain, that particular pronoun is an indefinite pronoun. Okay. Next, reciprocal pronouns. Now, what are reciprocal pronouns? Reciprocal pronouns are pronouns which are used to show opposite relation. Reciprocal relation expresses a mutual or reciprocal relationship. They are considered as single units and are called reciprocal pronouns or compound personal pronouns. Sometimes they are also known as compound personal pronouns. For example, two friends helped each other in every respect. The Communist parties quarreled with one another. Each other is used to refer to two person. One another will always be used for more than two person. For example, there is a very famous, they are very famous two characters, Romeo and Juliet. So if I say Romeo and Juliet loved each other, so I am definitely using this each other for two person, Romeo and Juliet. If I say good girls, the subject is plural, which is more than one. Good girls do not quarrel with one another. Good girls do not quarrel with one another, right? This is for more than two and this is just for two. So remember, when you use one another, your subject should be more than one. When you use each other, there should be only two subjects in a sentence. Okay. Next, interrogative pronoun. Definitely interrogative pronouns are pronouns which are used to question, है ना? Interrogative pronouns ask questions. Who, whom, whose, which and what are interrogative pronouns. Generally, who and whom and occasionally which are used to refer to people, and which and what used to refer to things and to animals. Who acts as a subject, whom acts as an object of a verb and of a verb, preposition or a verbal. Okay, let's see this. Who wrote the novel Harry Potter? So you are basically asking about the writer of Harry Potter, right? Who wrote Harry Potter? So whoever will be the answer, that the answer will definitely be what? The answer will definitely be the subject. For example, if this question is answered, so we are asking basically who is the subject of the sentence. That is why you are questioning with the help of, the word who. Okay, so if I say J.K. Rowling wrote the novel Harry Potter, okay, she was the creator of the wizard boy Harry Potter. So if I say this, who becomes the subject? J.K. Rowling becomes the subject. Similarly, whom do you think we should invite? Whom do you think we should invite? You are questioning. You are asking the question to a subject. You. Whom do you think? Right? So you is the subject and whom. We are using whom for the object to whom we are going to invite. Okay? In this sentence, whom is the object of the verb. So there are some basic rules when we learn pronoun or when we practice pronoun. We will just go through some of the very basic ones. So whenever you are confessing a fault or you are expressing any negative idea, the sequence of the personal pronoun should be as follows. Okay, let me tell you first. So in questions, when you will be answering any kind of question, you will always see that the sentence which you are basically answering, or the sentence where you are trying to find an error, there might be some errors like you, I and Neha, I, you and Neha, I, Neha and you. So you need to know if all the three persons, personal pronoun has three persons, first person, second person, third person. If all the three persons are used in a statement, what should be the sequence of their usage? So you will always use first person first, second person and third person whenever there is something wrong, negative or confessing a fault. I, you and Neha. See, first person, I is first person, you is second person, listener. Neha, we are talking about Neha also. So Neha becomes the third person, will be punished severely for the crime we have committed. So this sentence is definitely having a confession, a fault, something negative. So we will use it like this: first, second, and third. I'll tell you one trick of remembering this. Whenever we do something wrong, if we are an ethical person, and if we are wise enough to understand that we cannot blame others for our own fault or for our wrongdoings, you will always uh, show your you will always show your greatness by taking your name first, second person's later, and then the third person. So you will always confess something negative, or you will confess your crime, or you will say something negative, or you will express the negative idea by taking your name first, being brave enough to take your name first. So this way you can remember first, second, third. Now, what if the sentence is positive? What if the sentence is expressing a positive idea? The sentence is praising someone. So the sequence will be second person, third person, first person. So whenever you do something good for others, whenever you're doing something good for others, or maybe for anyone or for yourself, you will always give credit. You will be wise enough and great enough. You have to be wise and great enough to give credit to others first. So you will first give credit to second person, third person if involved, and then you will give, at the end you will give credit to yourself. So second person, third person, and first person is the sequence, will be rewarded for the good work we have done. See, we are talking about a good work. This is a positive idea, positive sentence. So definitely if three persons are used here, all the three persons are used here, you will always make sure that the sequence is like this: second, third, first, and when something is negative, first, second, third. Keep yourself in the end when you are when some credit is given. Keep yourself always at the front when you have to make some confession of some wrongdoings. Okay, remember it like this. Next, the next rule says when a singular noun, okay, when a singular noun means when a singular subject and a plural noun, a plural subject, when we combine a singular subject and a plural subject with the help of connectors like or, either or, neither nor, the singular noun usually comes first in the sentence and the pronoun must be in the plural number. See, I'll tell you how. The manager, singular, subject will be placed first. First position will be given first position in the sentence when we are using connectors like either or. Plural one will be placed later. Plural subject will be placed later, will be placed in the second position, and the verb used or the pronoun used have distorted the main contents of the project. Okay, so here the idea is that the verb or the pronoun used after the plural subject will be plural in number, will be plural in number when we are using one singular subject and one plural subject. Okay, you will always use plural verb. Next, the personal pronouns yours, ours, hers, theirs, and its are written without the apostrophe. So you must have done this mistake a lot of times by writing yours, your apostrophe as sincerely, truly, yours lovingly. Never use that. Never use an apostrophe or apostrophe s. Never use an apostrophe or apostrophe s. Then you are using possessive personal pronouns which are possessive in case. Yours, ours, hers, theirs, its is the correct way of using it. Okay, no apostrophe required because they themselves are delivering the idea behind that you're talking about some possession, your ownership, your belonging. So you do not need to write apostrophe or apostrophe s with them. Okay, so yours truly is correct. Rule 5 says a pronoun should be in the objective case. Okay, a pronoun should be in the objective case in a sentence beginning with let. Okay, let, 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 lets, and letting. These are the verb forms. Verb forms of let. Let is a verb. Now, let, whenever used in a sentence, the pronoun used after let will always be of which case? Will always be of objective case. Let him go wherever he wants to. Let her submit the project in time. Okay. Next rule. Now, some very important points. These were some of the rules which are usually exam oriented and they will definitely come in exam. Now, I'll tell you some points. Now, what are these points? It's it apostrophe s means it is and not belonging to. Remember this. It's a mad dog which bites its tail. Which bites its tail. Like the dog is biting itself. The dog is biting its own tail. And you're saying it's a mad dog, which means it is a mad dog. Okay, there's a difference between using it apostrophe s and its. Know the difference, okay? It's my dog. It is my dog. This dog bites its tail. This dog bites its tail, using to show possession of the dog with its tail. Okay. Now, the another rule here: when two singular nouns are joined with the help of an, they denote the same person or thing. The pronoun used for them must be singular in number. For example, if you are using, I'll explain you how this is happening. Now, here the sentence, the rule says when two singular nouns are joined by and. So you are joining two singular nouns with the help of and, but they are indicating to the same person, they are denoting the same person or thing. How will you know this? How will you know that they are denoting the same person? You know this with the help of article the. You know this with the help of article the. Article the is particularizing the subject. See, article the is only used with manager and not with the auditor. If they were two person, the sentence would have been like this: the manager. If they were two person, the sentence would be the manager and the auditor should be careful in in see in their work, both of their work. I'm talking about the work which they will be doing together, their work of auditing accounts. Now, the manager and auditor, when I say only the is only used with the manager, the first subject, it means they are indicating the same person. They are the same person. Only the designations are different, or the person has got two designation of a manager, designation of an auditor. Should be careful in his work of auditing accounts. When you are using, like for example, you are a student also and you are an influencer also. So the student, or I can say the student and influencer of our class is Mr. Rohit, right? So I'm talking about the same person, Rohit, and Rohit is the influencer also, Rohit is the student also. But when I say the student and the influences of the class, it means I'm talking about many of them, not just one. Okay, so this is with the help of article you can identify whether to use a singular pronoun or singular verb, whether to use singular plural pronoun or plural verb. Okay, very important and worth remembering this. Now, singular nouns joined by and but preceded by each and every will take a singular pronoun. See, singular noun joined with the help of and but is being preceded by each or maybe every. That particular sentence will always have singular pronoun, will always take singular pronoun. Okay. Next, I is a nominative case subject, and when the pronoun is subject, Rohan is more intelligent than I. It is incorrect to say Rohan is more intelligent than I, right? Me accusative case is used when the pronoun is the object or with preposition between you and me, not between you and I. Okay, so the idea here is you will use I when you are the subject, but not at the place of an object and there is some other subject. In the second sentence, between you and I, whenever there is a statement between, whenever in a statement you have the word between, you will always use accusative sentence, you will always use objective cases. Between you and me, between you and me. But if a sentence says between you and I, that's an incorrect sentence. But you and me is correct. She talked to me nicely. She talked to me nicely. She is the subject, me is the object. So you don't have to specify I everywhere. When you specify I, make sure that you are being used as a subject. You are using yourself as a subject. But if you are not at the place of a subject, do not use I. Use the objective case of your objective case of yourself. Okay, like me, my, mine, objective or possessive, whichever way you are using it. Okay. Okay, so we have, my friends, we have few questions here. I would like you to just go through the question and see if you are able to figure out whether there is any error or not. I'm sure you will be able to, and we'll solve some questions, some chunk of questions are there. Let me just take you through the questions and then we'll discuss the answers. I, you and he must attend the seminar on career guidance. So I'll do the first one for you. See, there are three subjects used, I, you and he. Must attend the seminar on career guidance. Definitely the sentence is positive. The idea here is positive. Idea is positive. So when the idea is positive and all the three personal pronoun is used. First person, second person, third person. So what should be the correct sequence? The correct sequence would be second person, third person and first person. So according to this, the error is in the first one. Second person is you, he and I. The correct statement would be you, he and I must attend the seminar on career guidance. Okay. Okay, moving ahead. Question number okay, I think we have missed question number 2. Let's move to the question number 3. The party chief and the chief minister expressed his views on demonetization in India. Next question. Mr. Budhrani, my friend and professor, is known for their good behavior. Or no error. Next question. The manager as well as the clerks absented themselves yesterday. Next question. Every boy and every girl will do his best to pass the exam. Okay, I think there are only 5 questions. We have missed second one, so let's answer from here. So this sentence says the party chief and the chief minister expresses views on demonetization in India. You see, if you say that the error is in sentence number part number 1, definitely the sentence is this part is correct. The party chief, the sentence begins with the party chief. And if I say the chief minister, so here there are two article, one with party chief and one with chief minister, which means they are two different person and combined with the help of and, which means they are two different persons. So I'll replace his views. His means I'm indicating one person. When I say their views, I'm indicating to both the subjects used in a sentence. When two singular nouns are joined and refer to different person, the pronoun used for them should be plural. The correct sentence would be, the party chief and the chief minister expressed their views on demonetization in India, right? Similarly, just the way we discussed in the rule before, okay, same question. Next, Mr. Budrani, my friend and professor, is known for their good behavior. So, Mr. Budrani is my friend also and he is a professor also. This is what I mean to say basically, right? So, this is what I mean to say, which means Mr. Budrani is basically a one single person. So, for a single person, why will I use a plural subject pronoun? I'll use a singular subject pronoun and I'll use his. When two singular nouns are joined by and refers to the same person, the pronoun used for them should be singular, right? So the error is in option number 4 and in place of there it should be his. Okay. Next, the manager as well as the clerks absented themselves yesterday. So we have to replace, we have to replace themselves with himself. Why? Why, if you ask me, I'll tell you why. So whenever two nouns are used with connectors like as well as, the pronoun must agree. The pronoun must agree with the first subject. Why? Because this is just an extra information which is mentioned here. Actually, we want to say the manager absented himself yesterday. So basic idea is that I want to tell about the manager, but I'm just providing some extra information by using a connector as well as and using other subjects also. Okay. So in this case, the first subject is manager. The correct pronoun should be himself and not themselves. Clear? Next question. Every boy and every girl will do his best to